I'm Danielle Castro. I'm a trans Latina from San Jose, California. I live in San Francisco right now. I'm the Community Mobilization Specialist at the Center of Excellence for Transgender Health and an intern therapist. I'm actually born into the Jehovah's Witness culture, and it's a really tight-knit group, and anything seen outside the norm is seen as sinful and worldly. So I wasn't allowed to express myself and be okay with myself. And I remember my dad talking about in the 80s AIDS and how it was God's punishment for gay people, and that it was good that it was happening. And that kind of lecture that he was giving sticks in my mind, because when I was 14, he sat me down and said, I need to talk to you. And he said, I have a year to live. I was diagnosed with AIDS. And actually I was 13. And he said, there's more. And I was in shock, and I just told him that I loved him and I would do anything to support him. And my whole construct of reality was just broken apart by him sharing that information, because I remember him talking about how it was a good death sentence from God. And that's what I grew up in. That's what I knew. But here he was telling me that he had AIDS. And then he told me he was gay. And I was floored. I wasn't angry. I wasn't upset. I was actually really excited that I didn't have to go back to the Kingdom Hall. And we went to the Kingdom Hall like 5 times a week. So it made me happy to know that it was okay that I was different. And he was really grateful for my response, but it came from my heart. It wasn't something that was forced. And then soon after that, my mom came out, and then I came out, and then my brother came out, and of course the dogs and cats all came out. And it was like the Flintstones. We were having a gay old time. I actually became pretty self-destructive because I felt so isolated in the world. I didn't feel like there were other people like me. And I know that even in this day and age of internet and so on and so forth, people feel isolated that are trans still. And I experienced so much discrimination, so much bias and stigma in my life that I didn't have a way to cope. So I became self-destructive. And a lot of us do. And I get it. It's a huge struggle to be who and what we are. But something changed in me when I heard about Gwen Araujo, a 17-year-old trans Latina that was murdered by 4 men, brutally murdered because she was trans. That started a process for me where I realized that that could have been me, and it should have been me many times over. Disclosing that I'm trans to people that I'm interested in is so scary, because that violence exists, that it's always been a challenge for me. It still is today. But I didn't want to see anyone else go through what I went through, what she went through, ever again. So all of that negativity just transformed into this floodlight of creating positive change. And I've been a passionate change agent ever since. My advice is be open, be honest, be loving and as accepting as possible, because ultimately I feel like that'll benefit you, and it'll benefit everyone around you. Also, I think it's important to realize that coming out isn't just going to happen once. It happens throughout our lives, everywhere, and it's ongoing. And it's not just us coming out, our families are coming out, because we're part of that family system. The systems we're part of are coming out. And it's really important to find support around coming out for our entire lives. So it's a lifetime of beauty and unfolding, like a lotus flower, just opening and blossoming. So enjoy it.